Hi, I'm Lynn from the greenhouse at DeGroot's Nurseries, and today I wanted to show you how to repot and prune an orchid. I received a Phalaenopsis orchid for Christmas, and now it's finished blooming. So today I want to prune my stems back and do a repotting because I'm not happy with the way it's sitting in the pot. You can see my plug is showing here, and I can see some roots that need some work. So today I'm going to work on that. I've got some orchid medium here that I've been soaking for 12 hours, and I will be moving into a fresh new orchid pot with little holes in the side so that it is appropriate drainage. And I've also selected a new decorator pot as well. You'll also see that I've got some fertilizers here, and I'll talk about those shortly. So first things first, I take some sharp scissors and I decide that I am going to prune above a leaf node, and I remove that stem and I go to the next portion and I choose another leaf node and prune right above it, and then I can discard that. So now I've got a couple of sticks beside my freshly pruned stems. I remove my plant from that old orchid medium, and I can see those roots have just, some of them are dry. I'm going to prune those away. I'm going to keep anything that's fresh and green and viable. If something looks a bit tatty, I'm also going to remove that. See here, I've got some old brown rusty marks, so that goes away. And I'm left with just a few roots left, which will be fine. I think I'm ready to go now with my repotting. So I've got a little bit of orchid mix in the bottom. I can set my plant here and see whether or not the depth is accurate, and if it is, I can just begin to insert my orchid medium around that plug, and I'll gently tack that as I go. This orchid medium has lots of perlite in it to add air circulation. You can see how this is a bit of a messy job, so your kitchen sink or over a drop sheet is also a good place to do this work. So I have it potted securely into my plastic orchid pot, and then I can just drop it right into my decorator pot, and then I will thoroughly water it. Now beware, there's a lot of holes here, so when I thoroughly water it, it's going to come out. That water is going to dribble out. So I'm doing this over my sink or my bucket. And then I can let that sit and drip before I put it back on my display area. But that plant is now ready to go, and within the next 1 to 4 months, it should rebloom for me out of these new leaf nodes. I've got some fresh new growth coming out of the inside of the leaves, and it's now March. I'm moving into April. I'm going to begin to use my fertilizers. So I've got a misting fertilizer here that I can mist leaves, roots, and stems, but not flowers. I can use that twice a week, or I can select a houseplant fertilizer that's easy to use, an orchid medium or a houseplant fertilizer, and these take 7 drops of the liquid for every 1 liter of water. So using a 6 liter watering can, I'd use about 42 drops of fertilizer. And then I can just leave that on the shelf and water as required, all of my houseplants. For my orchid medium, today I selected a general mix that's good for Phalaenopsis. There are other mixes, just another type of orchid here, Cymbidium orchid mix here. And as I say, I soaked that according to the instructions on the back for 12 to 24 hours. I think I'm all set. My orchid is going to flourish. I'm going to fertilize it every time I water from April to October, and then I'll repeat the process when it's finished flowering the next time. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, send those by email to info@degroots.ca. And we sure hope that you'll like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Bye for now.